Okay, so this is my first time, and of course, I'm early because I'm trying to figure it out. I know I'm by myself for now, and I might be by myself for the next hour or so, and that's fine. I'm trying some new stuff out, so this is a part of that process. Hmm. Today, I'll be talking about some projects I've been working on. I'm super excited about. And hopefully, I get to connect with some people that said that they wanted to be a part of this new thing that I'm doing called the Ka Music Collective. I'm actually going to my website right now because I think I forgot to respond to someone. Yeah, so I've got a website. It's Keshena Armand Music.com. I had to remember what my website name was. It is my name, KESHENA uh, music.com. If you're so inclined to see where I'm playing next, that is where that information is. Okay, I don't see that message. I'll be reading messages and then going to sleep. And I think sometimes that I've responded to somebody and I haven't. And this may be a time where maybe I didn't even read the message, it could be on a different platform. But either way it goes, it's almost 6 o'clock. I'm so excited. Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Finally, I'm gonna get started so I can. I think I'm gonna make dinner after this because not expecting people to be on this live with me. But here we go again. My name is Keshena. Um, if you don't know me, I am a musician in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I play keys and I'm a singer. I've been doing it for a while, a long time, and I love what I do. I teach also at a community college, and it was from that teaching that I decided, I think I want to do a little bit more of this collaboration thing. So that's what this whole thing is about. So I'll talk a little bit about how I got started, um, and hopefully get an idea or give you an idea of what will be happening because this isn't just like a ooh hit or miss thing, a one time deal. I've been working on this for like years. And I couldn't really figure out how I wanted to do it. Um, and the way technology has like just completely exploded in the last few years, I was like, okay, I think I can pull this off because usually you need a team of people to, well, we used to need a team to pull off anything big. Talking to people online is a huge thing. And I didn't know if I could pull that off because, first of all, I was nervous. I don't really like talking to people. So I say. And then, second, I didn't understand the technology. But after many years of watching and learning, at other jobs, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. So the Ka Music Collective was truly born out of learning how to wait while things just resolve themselves. If you know anything about me, I have um, a lot of background in church, in gospel music, and then in soul music. Well, gospel music is soul, so that we're talking about blues and jazz. Um, but I also went to school in Wauwatosa, so I've got all this other uh, vault of music like rock and folk and other types of like grunge. That's where all of my grunge rock stuff comes from. Is going to school in Wauwatosa. Um, so yeah, I love so many different forms of music, and I wanted to be able to do those things, explore those genres, um, and write, because I'm a huge lover of songwriters. My dad is the first songwriter I know. And I think I wrote my first song probably 8 or 9 years old, and we were singing it in church. So since then, I've written tons of songs, probably too many that haven't been released, which is why I'm super excited about this project too, because what I'm envisioning is just a group of people who are like, this is what we do. We play, we write, we sing, we record, you know, we produce. And I'm not expecting everybody to know how to do all those things because I'm very limited in a lot of the things that I do, but I'm still very, very curious. And so uh, we're going to bring in people who are passionate about what they do, also combining values that I think are kind of lost in our society over here in good old the U.S. of A. Um, I would like to contribute and continue contributing, but with the elements of like positivity, peace. Of course, justice is going to be involved, but there has been a wave of just like music for the Black community that is, I'm like, how in the world do we expect to become any better if we're feeding ourselves like death wishes? So, in my writing and even in my teaching and in my coaching, I'm always very aware of what's going on in the times, but I'm also very solution based. How are we going to make a difference? So that is what the Ka Music Collective pretty much is. So I have some really cool events coming up for us in the future. Um, I'm going to be doing this every month to hold myself accountable and to keep everybody up on what's happening because I'm telling you, today I don't have any plans. And like between today and Wednesday, I will have 3 weeks worth of plans, right? So things move really fast in my world. And it's really fun when I have other people who want to be involved um, and are excited about, you know, being involved in new things. Um, so yeah, every week, or no, I'm sorry, every month, um, the third Monday, right, the third Monday of every month until about June, we're going to be meeting here. The goal is to get somebody to come and talk with me in person. Um, but believe me, I don't need, no, I want people to come and talk to me because I want you all to see like the amazing people that I've been able to work with. That's where I'm going with it. So um, in in my songwriting class at school, I just started teaching this class. Oh my gosh, it's been 4 years, right? 2021. Yeah. So I started January 2021 and teaching this songwriting class. And my first semester, it was, I think, 3 students, um, 3 guys, uh, very quiet, but um, determined gentlemen to get their audio degrees. And so the songwriting class was just like an elective. They didn't really need it, but they wanted to be there. And so throughout that semester, it was amazing to like learn what people are into. Um, I've always been fascinated with like film and music. Like, how does that all work together? How do you get your songs in a movie, right? Or how do they come up with a soundtrack? How do, like, everybody's going crazy over, I think it's Wicked now. But yeah, like those big Disney movies, like, how do they come up with the music, right? And so in that songwriting class that first year, um, a gentleman said, "Hey, I don't really sing, but I do play some instruments." And he had the opportunity to submit music for a trailer, and he won and got like a prize and everything. And I was tripping because he barely would talk. But what an accomplishment, right? And so I learned so much working with him. And then there was another student. There were other 2 students who ended up like putting music together for this amazing guy named Sir G for a jingle he wrote for, I believe it's like WNOV or either the other one, 1290 AM, WGLB. I don't remember which radio station, but I know this happened because one of the students that was in songwriting um, did that with another student. He wrote they put music to a jingle that Sir G wrote. Okay, I find out about this and I'm like, what? Because jingle writing, what an awesome career to have. I want I want to move into jingle writing because I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to get out in these streets and do what I've been doing. But like being able to think of other avenues in the music industry, um, it's what happens in my songwriting classes. Okay, hold on. Mm, I did 4 shows three in 3 days. So I'm a little taxed, but I'm here. Okay. So but yeah, so it was the film scoring thing, it was the jingle thing. Oh, one year. Okay, so I teach a voice lab class too. So I had the songwriting class, and then we had songwriting too. And so those same people in that I'm talking about, the film guy and the jingle guy, they went to songwriting too. During songwriting too, I had a voice lab class. Well, I had a whole bunch of them that semester. And so this semester, or this specific semester, I had like 3 or 4 guys who I think a couple of them were from UWM. One, and then the other 2 were taking classes at MATC in their music department. They were in my voice lab, and voice lab makes you sing by yourself. to tracks, which is not easy to do, right? So everybody feels this heat, but every semester I end up seeing somebody, a student, where I'm like, okay, either they've done this before or it's just untapped talent, and I want to know about them, right? So it was a group of these guys. They were in different classes. A few of them were together in my voice lab classes. Um, Extremely talented, and they made the mistake of telling me that they wanted to, possibly have a band, or perform, because they were mostly audio students. And so we got through the voice lab semester, and then those guys took the songwriting class. So it was like, I think, again, I would believe it was four of them, the four that I'm thinking of. These guys do the songwriting, and the first semester songwriting one, I would go to the bathroom for a break, and I come back and they over there making beats and stuff together. I was like, okay, I already see what's about to happen. So yep, they ended up forming a band, writing a full album. It's already out. Like they wrote like 12 songs, recorded them, performed them, released them like in a year. And then for songwriting too, had the pleasure of inviting the very talented Chris Crane as a guest speaker. And two of those guys got picked up to go on tour with Chris from that class, right? And do you see why I fell in love? Like, what something started happening. I just started seeing, like, oh my gosh, the possibilities of what happens when people are given opportunities to do what they actually want to do, like without no drama. Like if they're hungry for it, and if they want it, if they're willing to work for it, and they're given the opportunity, and they actually show up, what could happen, right? So because I remember the people who gave me opportunities when I was hungry, and I'm still very, very much committed and dedicated to contributing to this music thing, to the world, um, in a positive way, where if you at least look at my content, hopefully you're going to feel like a better person at the end of it, because it is my goal to spread love and joy in everything that I do. So, yes, that songwriting class ended up showing me the power of, like, staying hungry and connection, right? What could happen when people get in the room, and everybody is open and ready to communicate and ready to contribute. Like that's what made me like, oh, I got to do some more of this. Um, and simultaneously in my voice lab classes, I was having students, because most of my voice lab classes are audio students who need my class to graduate, and they don't want to be there. But I've designed the class to really make it about us learning about our bodies and how this thing really works, and because it is housed here, and it's not just about this, it's about the whole body. Voice Lab allows students that I teach to really take 16 weeks and get to know themselves, right? And help themselves, learn how to help themselves, like not be reliant on anybody else, because the class forces you to use your body, your brain, and everything else to complete the class, and your voice, right? So a lot of my students would come in week number 9, like, oh my God, I don't want the class to stop. And then they were asking for like a club. And I was like, you guys, you can do that. Like, that's an amazing student activity. But I was also thinking, like, man, if I could get my life situated to a point where I could create this thing, um, that wouldn't have to necessarily be connected to the school because, yeah, the school has values, but like what I'm trying to do won't have so much, what do you call it, administration, I think is the right word, right? It would actually be singers and musicians and writers like coming together. Um, and that's an amazing thing that I've been able to do in the classes and in the studio sessions that I've done. And I want to open that up a little bit and see who else wants to do that thing, right? Um, I'm a huge reggae fan. And so I'm basically shooting my shot. Like, a huge reggae, a huge Afrobeat fan, but there are not a lot of those kind of opportunities here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm doing it because I really do want to connect with people who are into that or and who want to just like write, record, and release. Write, record, and release. That's the songwriter circle. Okay. Write, record, and release. And I'm always telling people like the songwriter's brain is different than the singer's brain, is different than the musician's brain, right? But when we are able to combine and come together, magic happens, right? Oh, I'm not gonna get into to the Super Bowl because I was tripping. I saw SZA, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Right. Okay, whatever. Okay, let's focus. So all of these things. The songwriting thing is how this collective has come together, and um, it is my intention to not just be doing this so I can get something out of it, but I would love to be able to add value to those people who are just looking for another avenue, but want to stay on the positive side of things. It is crazy in the world. Yes. Every day I find myself not turning the TV or like not watching more television. I'm watching less. And social media is a thing too, where I'm like, now it's always been a tool, but now it's a tool that I'm not really enjoying using. So I've had to pivot and I'm doing this live. So when people start looking for me, because I may not be doing so many lives on Facebook and Insta or Meta, whatever that's called, Meta and Instagram anymore. Most of the stuff that I'm going to be doing in the future is going to be on here and on my Patreon channel. Um, of course, I'll be posting on social media, but this morning, if I had have taken a picture of what I saw this morning when I first logged on, I would be flagged. My page would absolutely be flagged. It'd be crazy stuff, and I'm like learning how to learning how to wait and pivot when stuff is crazy. Like, I'm very much aware of what's going on in the world, but I'm also aware that if I am not intentional on creating my own joy and creating other or being involved in other things that bring me joy and peace, I won't make it. Okay. So the Ka Collective is going to be that space where people can truly come and interact with other musicians and other songwriters, um, with the goal, not just talking. We don't talk about it, we be about it. Okay? With the goal of writing, recording, producing, and releasing. Yes. Releasing goodness into the world. And speaking of goodness into the world, okay, so if you have been coming to any Shuga Blu shows, or if you've seen me and Kinslina, okay, Kenzie Polly play together, and my baby girl sometimes is joining us now. There are a few songs that I've been singing live. Um, Something is better than nothing. That's the song that got played on the radio last year, but it's not even released. So I don't know how they got it, but it's pretty awesome. Okay, something is better than nothing. Let Me Know, which is a song that I released a few years back. It's my first love song. Um, how you don't know your own songs? Kenzie will she'll sing anything with me, poor girl. I feel like it's a couple more that we've done. But either way. Okay, so I was going to release a song for Valentine's Day, right? Yeah, that's just a few days ago. And it didn't come out, but a lot of people have been asking me about it because I keep playing it and I keep singing it. Right? But there is no real sweet version, right? And so I think every artist, um, if you do it long enough, you're like, I want a real version, all right? Because it's just it's a good song. So Say You will be coming out this spring. I've decided how to regulate my expectations and not put dates on anything, but put seasons. And it's been working for me. I'm learning how to manage my expectations so I don't be so heartbroken or disappointed when things don't work out. Like, this is a part of life. And I feel like in the work that we do as artists, it's easy to get caught up um, and and a lot of times, we plan for stuff and it just doesn't work. That doesn't mean it's never going to work. It's I'm learning that divine timing is awesome. It's so much more better than what I can do. Because if my brain is only capable of so many things, right? But when I allow God to lead me, then things work out so much better. So this song that I wrote is called Say You Will. It's my first Afrobeat song that I did. I did all the parts. I worked on making this beat for like easily a year because because I'm a reggae head and I was combining the two and it was not working. It was too cluttered, right? Reggae is already so rhythmic. You can't you're gonna have to be real, real good to be able to combine the two, right? And so I was really learning how to go from making reggae beats to Afro beats, right? And so I learned it was the clave, and son about yeah, so mm, wait, don't listen. Don't worry about that part now. I learned it before. And so yeah, this is a part of my development. Like, yeah, I can sing, but um it takes a lot of work to go from one style to the next fluently, right? It's just like language, you're speaking a different language. Um, I don't know any other languages. I know how I speak at home, and then I know how I speak other places. Right, but and then I can go back and forth, right? But I often have to just pace myself and breathe and go slow so I don't say something inappropriate or like out of place. And it's the same thing with the music. It's like just because I know how to sing soul music doesn't mean I'm gonna easily flow into Afro beats, right? I did a lot of dissecting of that style. And I'm so happy that it finally made it to America because I was like creating these Afrobeat playlists, I believe in like 2018, 2019. Everybody was vibing off of whatever was being played here. And I was going crazy over the sounds coming out of Nigeria, South Africa, and this DJ named J Pool, J Pool, J Pool, Pool. Like I stumbled across one of his playlists some years ago, and it took me way far. I was living on 39th and Roosevelt, taking the bus to work sometimes downtown because I wanted to listen to my Afrobeat playlists. Yeah, that's how crazy it was. So to be able to hear that kind of music when I turn on the radio now it feels so good, right? One of the things that I've learned over my lifetime is like sometimes what you see, what you envision, sometimes it takes a long time for the world to catch up. I've seen this time and time again with so many artists, right? Um, yeah, they're ahead of their time, right? Um, and I've noticed this with my own journey, right? So my parents, I believe I've told this story before. My parents took me to Jamaica when I was 15, around 14, 15. My god sister and her husband was also there. We went as a family, and being in that environment, like I was already amazed by my parents and my aunts and uncles and my dad because they could sing and play, right? I'm already tripping. Like we used to go to services and people would ask my dad to sing How Great Thou Art, and I could hear the whispers like, oh my God, is he gonna sing it? Oh, is he gonna do you think he's gonna sing? Because he would be there to preach. But you'd hear people saying, I think he's gonna sing. Yeah, I was very little, right? And then yeah, so I was already tripping off of um black gospel music, like southern gospel, the Canton spirituals, um Mississippi mass choir, but I was also like the Clark sisters. I was listening to all these things growing up, right? Uh and going to Wauwatosa, going to school in Tulsa, but then going to Jamaica and my dad, oh, I remember specifically. I remember we were at a restaurant out there in Jamaica. I remember hearing the radio. It was busting some good, some good 90s. Yeah. At the time, I think it felt like they were reggae-fying 80s music though. For some reason, I remember hearing 80s and 90s music, but in reggae. And I was like, what is this? This is amazing. I want it forever. Right. And then my dad gave me the Bob Marley Exodus cassette. That's when I lost it. I learned that whole like I knew all of the words. Um and honestly, like so glad my parents loved me because I did not want to come home, but I did not want to be away from my parents. So I ended up coming home on that Jamaica trip. Um that music was living inside of me and I wanted it. And we were doing a lot of those. This is what I was also, what I've grown to realize is we were playing a lot of those rhythms in church and didn't know like the different classifications. Back in the day, it was like hymns and spirituals and praise and worship, right? Um, Choir music. Uh, but now it's developed into like, is it CCM, I believe, contemporary Christian music. I remember when I was in my early 20s, late teens, it was urban gospel. So gospel went to urban gospel, and then praise and worship versus like, or it was so many different classifications is what I'm getting to. But again, reggae wasn't a thing for me in Milwaukee in 1990 whatever. um and fast forward to 2025, and I can really say like it was 2020. I had to remember when I oh it was 2019. I'm trying to remember when I was able to actually go from enjoying the music, like turning it on and listening to it, to being a part of a band that actually played it and real Jamaicans. Shout out to Kojo. I want to cry, right? Every time I start thinking about how far, um, how far I've come. Um, Being able to go from enjoying the music to actually performing it with legendary musicians, Papa Salo and Mama Lucille, um, Guy, Terry. Oh my God, I love y'all so much. Dion. Yeah. Like Kojo, when they invited me in, I was just coming from like years of gospel and blues. And God bless it, but I was tired, right? There's only so many services and there's only so many blues festivals that I could go to, right? It wasn't that I didn't appreciate the music, it was just like I'd had enough. And I was very concerned, like, which way would I go? Because I enjoy rock music, but I didn't feel comfortable pulling it off. Um, and jazz is gorgeous, but again, it was a little bit, I'd done it already. So um, I really wanted to uh, be in a band where I could play music and dance and have fun, right? And that's what reggae does for me. And that's why I love Kojo. and King Solomon and JD and the Solomon Royals and Shuga Blu and Natty Nation. I mean, like, this love for reggae is so crazy because I started like searching for the bands that um, would bring me, yeah, that where I could just go and dance, right? De La Buena is one of my most favorite Latin bands. But that's, I don't know what they be saying. So it's only so much I can enjoy that. But reggae is my thing, right? And only because I've worked really hard, or, not worked, but I've just listened to it so much, I'm able to understand reggae. And I'm learning how to do the same thing with Afrobeat, right? So I'm telling you all of this because this is where my brain is going. This is where we're going in the future. The goal is to, just like I've got these specific ideas, um, bring other people together with specific ideas who actually want to work and not talk about it, want to be about it. Um, a lot of people are concerned about, oh, well, somebody gonna steal my stuff, or um, that kind of stuff. This is why education is so important. The Ka Collective, we're gonna show people how to sign up for the PROs if that's something that you want to do, right? If you don't want to sign up for a PRO, but you just want to copyright your music, we're gonna show you how to do that because that's very important. Um, when I was writing 20 years ago, I didn't release it, but I wrote it and I had it copywritten 20 some years ago. I'll never forget it. I was sitting in my bed. My daughter was like a newborn. She was tiny. We were sitting in the bed and I had a notebook very similar to this thing, right? And I was writing these words and then I was like, okay, this is the rest of my life. This is how I plan on investing in myself. And it wasn't just songs. It was, okay, I feel like this is God given. I should protect myself and honor this investment. And so I went and I had all of my music copywritten. And it's a process, right? A lot of people run away from that process, or they run away from what they want because of the process. And um, we won't I don't want to make that a thing, right? Within our collective. If there's something that we need to know how to do, we tell each other, we show each other, right? I'm not going to send you a link. I will walk through it with you cuz again, I want to be able to add value. If you, or should I say, when my students come to me and they're telling me what they're thinking, um, that's a special thing. I don't tell people's business. And if you trust me enough to ask me something and I know how to do it, believe me, I'm going to tell you. And I will probably show you, especially if you're one of my students and my clients that I coach. Yes, I'm going to show you. Um, this gatekeeping thing is real. Uh, and I understand it. It's a system, right? Everybody's got their thing. The Ka Music Collective is for people who want to move forward. And if you trust me enough to come to my shows or come to my classes, um, I guarantee you that I will tell you the things that I know to be true and know to work, right? To alleviate the what if. Okay, well, there's probably a solution for it. And you got to be ready to take the solutions. Okay. So yeah, Say You Will is going to be one of those projects that I'm going to share with y'all all the time because I think there's like a really cool thing to watch something happen while it's happening. I love construction sites. I love seeing people. I love seeing them demolish something, remove the debris, and dig deeper into the ground, right? And set up the subfloor. And then I love that kind of thing, right? I also see it that way with my music. Um, I love sharing how uh, a song is written or analyzing songs, right? And so this is something that I do at my job, but since I'm an entrepreneur, I think that's the right way to say that. I'm an entrepreneur. This is my job too, but this is for me. Yeah, this is for the Keshena Armin Music Company, not for Milwaukee Area Technical College. Yeah, yeah. So we get to have a little bit more fun. I get to introduce you to some people that I've been working with, introduce you to their products. That's going to be amazing. And then we've got a couple parties already being planned for us, writers and producers and singers and such. So, yeah, that is the deal. Next time, I'd love to answer any questions. So feel free to drop them in the chat. I'll be coming back and reading any comments. Um, if you're so inclined, log on to www.kashinarmandmusic.com. I'll be at Pato. I can't believe I'm playing Pato next month. Okay, hold on. Let me look. Shout out to Louie for making a girl's dream come true. It's wild, right? Um, I'm gonna tell you this. Um, I've been able to receive incredible support from Jan Mark Music for like 7, 8 years, maybe 5. I think it's been like 7 though. That Jan Mark Music is an entertainment company here in Milwaukee, right? TEC, the entertainment company. John Hauser, thank you so much for your support. And then Louis from ACA. You guys make my life so much easier because it's hard getting in spaces, um, and I couldn't do it. I've been trying, and I've had people trying to help me, right? But it really is a blessing to connect with people who have the same mindset. Don't want no drama. We just want to go. We want to go to work and come home just like everybody else. So shout out to Jan, Mark, shout out to TEC. But yeah, what I was saying was okay. I had to go to my website. You can't see this. No, it's too bright. Okay, so long on Keshena and Kenzie at Potawatomi on March 20th. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute, I got another one. April 5th, I'll be with the All Night Long Show Band again. We're doing the Neil Diamond tribute. And in May, we're doing the Neil Diamond tribute and the Elvis tribute. But wait a minute, something's not showing because some other really cool things are coming up, and I need to see what's going on with my website. I don't know whether it got published yet. It's probably something that I gotta see. Okay, whatever. But either way it goes, um, if you're looking for like stuff that I do, It's all over the internet. Okay. And or you can come to my website and it's on there. And again, thank you so much. And I hope you all are staying warm or cool wherever you are. Um, let's stay positive, everybody. It's wild. It's wild out here. It's a wild, wild world. Let's do what we can to stay positive and stay connected. And yeah, I'll see you in a little while. Bye.